Kia ora from Aotearoa. This is Poppy speaking with Mayan energies for today, which are becoming more and more exciting as we go and as we keep clearing our way. So today is the day of 13 seed, and it's a day of finalising. Okay, so 13 is the ascending energy that lifts us up into our next phase, which will be lifting us into the night wave, actually, of one serpent, a very important night wave for great healing. So 13 seed is the final day of the road trecena, of discovering our destiny roads after the chaos of all the changes we have released and open to after surrendering our wills to divine will. So that's a big accomplishment, to be able to surrender our wills to divine wills and to let go of the persistent mind, as I have just been talking to my friend about, telling me about the persistent mind. So that persistent mind is often our will still trying to have its way, whereas divine will is just very peaceful and there isn't any resistance in that way. So it's the final day of the DAYWAVE 111 of Deer, 9 Deer. So that was really about completing a cycle. So this is another completion. So Deer is all about healing and the grand healing gateway that, so we could we could lose or end our less effective healing patterns through the movement of the divine flow of cosmic energy and the naturalness of the plants and herbs of nature, the goodness of nature being gratefully received for optimum health. So a 9 within the storm trecena, so within storm, that's a very intense, chaotic energy of change, where very intense energy comes in, storms go on around us that are helping to bring the change that we need. So it's that day where that storm energy and the 18 days of 9 storm are coming to a close. So we may be finding or may have found our new way of healing. I know I certainly have. I'm really tuning into my cosmic energy flow practices through Qigong and also yoga and the conscious awareness of the energy, the movement in my body, giving it to others as well. And if you are interested and you need to find a way, please send me a message, because I can put you on to something that could help you, particularly with the teacher who's actually been teaching me mostly about the movement of cosmic energy, how it goes through the chakras, how we open ourselves fully, how we absolutely embrace our being between Ranganui, Father Sky, and Papatuanuku, Mother Earth. So it's also the final day of a 9-day phase that started at the peak of the DAYWAVE, so right at the top, and that was in the energy of 5 Owl. So that was empowering sovereign strength, that empowerment that gets us really going on our destiny roads. Now, each of us has a different destiny road, and we should actually have a much better idea of our movement forward now, because we've come right to the end of that day. So this is sovereign wisdom that has ascended us into this next phase of night 111, which is in one serpent. Okay, so now when we look at serpent, I'm going to go into that a little bit. So serpent is sensual, sexual, physical, vital energy that flows through the body, through the whole chakra system. So again, this is cosmic energy that gets going through our body. Our physical form is really, really important. So when you look, we're like star seeds who've come here to help the earth at this time. But when you look at a seed, what it does is when it breaks out of the seed case, the first thing it does is it puts its roots in very, very, very deeply into the earth. And the more deeply it gets, the more hold it has to become all that it can be. It can access the nutrients and the nurture and the water that it needs for its growth. And then it starts to sprout its cotyledons, or its first leaves, it starts to grow up, it starts to ascend up towards the heavens, and as it grows it may flower, because it's actually reaching for the heavens. And this is my new little friend here who's just adopted me today, coming in to join in. Yeah, so as we ascend up into the heavens, that's where we gain the spiritual knowledge, and that also happens through our body. So everything starts in the base chakra, the I am chakra. This is where our existence begins, and where our roots go into the ground to anchor into Papatuanuku, or anchor into the earth to get the maximum growth. It all starts physically, and a lot of spiritual ideas have actually neglected that physical aspect, and also a lot within the New Age movements, and even, a lot of star seeds have sort of been always craving to go home because they haven't been anchored in. And I used to crave to be home. I was suicidal for many years of my life, and it's only because I've fallen absolutely in love with this planet that I really want to be here, that I find this happiness, and that I've found my way of being perfectly aligned, or that's my goal, is to be aligned between heaven and earth, and to be the vessel that I came here to be, empowered by my physical strength and growth, which we must nurture and look after and purify, and being able to access the knowledge from the heavens, because we grow from that solid foundation. Now, one serpent is about sensuality and sexuality, so things start a lot in the base chakra, and this is a time for us to really focus on healing our broken sexuality on a global front. That is the basis of the pain and the misery that this planet is going through at this moment. The agenda where the disease has been placed over the top and distracted us from what's really going on, is because this planet has actually been held hostage to the sacrificing and blood sacrificing of energy, and that has happened a lot through little children. The revelations about satanic ritual abuse on this planet have been coming out. Now, as it has been a part of my life, I've been quite tuned into that, and have lived my life wanting to make sure that no more children get hurt or harmed. Now, I hear about terrible things that happen every now and then, when the government's still trying to press in and make all these rules and things, and many people are complicit to crimes now, because it's a tyrannical thing that's going on. And this is a time of really self-judgment. How are we handling what is going on? Are we being able to break away from the tree of duality, that tree of the knowledge of good and evil, which is actually a bunch of mindsets that aren't even really tangible or real? They've been constructed and made for us. So only what is in nature has been really real, and that's why I like to meditate, keep myself really well aligned with heaven and earth, so that's the knowledge that I pick up. So I try not to get too much secondhand knowledge from anywhere. Of course I have to interact and things happen, but and then every now and then something will come up. Like yesterday, something came up and it just about knocked me back into that duality consciousness, because I had a judgment about this is wrong, this is bad. We only have a certain limited perception here, and what we can do is that we can become united. We can create inner unity within our form, within our being, and it's one of the greatest things that we can do. And as each one of us does that, we will naturally align and tune back into the ways of nature again. The whole ideas of good and bad, angels, demons, right, wrong, all these things will be let go of. We all have light, we all have shadow, we all have things to deal with, but in unity there is nothing but love, forgiveness and acceptance for all that is. And that is the loving force that moves us forward and helps us to ascend up into this new earth with this beautiful planet and all the lovely little creatures that just come along and bless our lives. Like this little one who's just new on the scene today, who seems to be adopting me. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do about that, but we'll just go with it one moment at a time. Okay, so blessings to you. Thank you for being on this journey with me. So much love to you all. Let's just keep passing cosmic love to one another, just being the light wherever we are, being that love, forgiving one another, accepting one another, and just staying in integrity to the best of our ability. We've all got work to do. We all have shadows. We all have light. Be blessed, and so much love to you all.